hold on. Read that again. Watch this.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Right. So the Most High God said his voice to the sons of man, right? Let me ask you a question. That's your real wife, or y'all just chilling, right? Okay, all praises. That's your daughter though, right? Every move and every step you take, you set an example. The best thing, get Psalms 94:16. I'm gonna show you something. The reason being is because I'm a father and I got kids. How old you is, little bro? You 27, I'm only 30, you feel me? But at the same token, we pretty much come from the same life. You understand what I'm saying? The difference between me and you is, the Most High God called me a little earlier. Today he calling you though. So it's something special about you. I want you to listen to this. Watch this, read this.
Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
How you doing, big bro? I'm dealing with cheese real quick. I want you to listen to this. Read this again. Watch this.
Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Let me ask you a question. What's your name, bro?
Fernandez.
Fernandez. Is it a lot of marriage in our community? Is it a lot of marriage in our community? One of the evils that the Lord wants us to rise up against is fornication. Every time you lay down with her and you deal with her and y'all not married, you in the midst of fornication. And you teaching your daughter an evil lesson. You got a daughter. I don't got no daughters. All praise, I got all boys. But I'm going to be real. Your daughter, the first man she see is you. What she see in you is what she going to find in a man. Read it again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Who gonna start marrying our sisters and orchestrating the household? That's what the Lord asking. Right. You understand? I got married when I was 20. I still was in the world though, living crazy, committing fornication and all that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But I married my wife. The Most High God say, get Hebrews 13 and 4. Fernandez, I want to ask you a question. How old you is, bro? 40. You 40 years old, right? How you doing, man? You 40 years old, right? As being 40 years old, and he older than you, what we supposed to be doing for the community?
Giving back and looking out for the community.
Okay, we give back and help. How though? How we help?
Well, like you say, we got a lot of violence going on.
Get Judith 8 and 24. Drop that.
So, older guys, you got the kids just walling out. Older guys, see, I've been through that.
Right.
I've been to prison twice.
Right.
See, I know better.
Right.
So I want to just, you know what I'm saying, see the young kid and let them know, you know what I'm saying.
Watch this, Fernando. Fernandez. Watch this. Watch this, Cheese. Read this.
Judah chapter 8 and verse 24. Now therefore, O brethren, let us shew an example.
Let us do what?
Shew an example.
Let us do what?
Shew an example.
The Bible say let us show an example. Everything that we do, we must show an example. You being 40, I'm 30, he 27. Our footprints and the way we walk is what we seen the old heads do. Whatever we seen y'all do. A lot of times what we do as men and as a nation, right? We get ourselves together, we put the game down, we leave the game down, and we leave everything behind. You understand what I'm saying? These men you see in purple, we did the same thing. We put the game down, but we came back to the community to give the people the solution. That's why he asked, who will rise up for me? You understand what I'm saying? Once you put it down, now you got to go get built up, get retaught, then you got to come back and build these men up. Right. Like we got a young man right here on the bike. Watch this. Say, little bro, what's your name? CJ? E.T.? Yeah, speak loud. I know you louder than that. BT. Who this is right here? See? You see what I'm saying? I did it on purpose. I knew that what he was going to say. It's bigger than teaching them how to go knock a woman down. You understand what I'm saying? Because this right here, this is self-hatred. That's why our sisters blind their hair. That's why our brothers got the blind streaks. You understand what I'm saying? Because the author of beauty, they done dictated and said this is what God looked like. And it's supposed to be Jesus. Watch this, read that. Revelations, you going to the right spot. Watch this. So we show our people example and we come back to give our people the hope. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are broken people as a whole. From the time we done walked through this block, we done seen drunk men on the corner with no hope. They fainted. You understand what I'm saying? Watch this though, read this. Start at 1.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So little bro, we gonna show, the Most High God gonna show what Jesus Christ looked like. Because when we open up the Bible, we can't find his image. We can't find that nowhere in the Bible. But watch this though, read.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
DT, right? DT, I want you to come close, DT. I want y'all to pay attention too, because you got a daughter in there, she gotta know this. Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Is the hair on his head like the texture of wool? Wool is like how your hair is. Is his hair woolly? Is his beard woolly? All right, read on.
As white as snow.
Is his hair white? So that's 2 strikes, right? Baseball, how many strikes we get? Let's see if we can strike him out. Read on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He dead already right there. So is his eyes red? So he don't have woolly hair, right? He don't have a woolly beard, right? His eyes ain't red. He dead. Let's see what else. Read on.
And his feet.
Now we looking at Jesus Christ's physical feet, DT. Read.
Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? If you don't know, it's fine. You know what color a penny is? What color a penny is? If you could say any color, it'll be like brown. That's the same thing as brass. Do it look like his foot was brown? Be honest. Do it look like if he took his sock and his shoe off, he had a brown foot? Read on.
As if they burn in a furnace.
So remember when we read earlier about showing an example? The example ain't just teaching them that. The example is giving them back true identity.
That's right.
Because our people as a nation, as a people, we lack identity.
Right.
We don't have no identity. When we open up this book, a lot of us don't deal with it because we can't see ourselves in it. We can't see ourselves in it. Get Job 30 and 30. And then Wisdom of Solomon. Sons of Solomon. Because see, the biggest thing that we lack as a community is identity. We don't know who he is. What's your nationality? What race you say you is? What race you say? DT, what race you is? You're a black man? Okay, you're a black man, you're African American, you're African American. What does it mean to be an African American? Those are 2 continents, right? And that's a hint though. The Lord actually left it, that's a hint. We came from the coasts of Africa and we was brought here to America. But we not African American, we're gonna show you who he is. Read this.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
Now we in the book of Job, he's writing. Job write and he said his skin was black upon him. Job was going through depression, well not depression, he was going through affliction. During the midst of affliction, his skin began to get darker. When we in the midst of the sun, what happened? We get darker. Get Sons of Solomon. Let's see what your forefathers said. We stand in the sun, we get darker. Let's see what our forefathers said, because we don't have a sense of identity. Like the little brother, when he pulled up immediately, he said, that's God. I'm going to tell you what they do by default. By default, they make him have a high standard for them and look at them and reverence them at a very high level. And we look at one another as niggas. And we'll kill one another without even thinking. Watch this though, read.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely.
Have y'all ever heard the saying, I'm black and beautiful? The word comely, when you look it up, comely means beautiful.
Right.
So King Solomon said, what?
I am black, but comely.
He said, I'm black, but I'm beautiful. But watch this though, read.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black.
So he said, don't look at me because I'm black. Why?
Because the sun hath looked upon me.
That's the same thing happened to us. When we in the sun, we get darker. King Solomon said, hey, don't look at me because I'm black. The sun done burnt me. I'm out here all day, and I done got dark just like you. King Solomon and Jesus Christ will be about your complexion, bro. Fine brass look just like you, bro, on everything. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is, we got to rise up. We got to want to do this. You understand what I'm saying? Like the officers was bringing out, our job is to show our people the error they in, not to belittle you or make you feel a certain type of way. You should feel bad and repent, though. You understand what I'm saying? Watch this. Get Titus 2 and 6. Because I'm very observant. I'm going to show you something else too, Cheese. I'm very observant. I'm going to read this to you, all right? Fernandez, right? Watch this. Titus chapter 2 and verse 6. When you feel stressed out, what you do? When you get stressed, everything going on, too much on the shoulder, what you like to do? Pray. All praise to the Most High. We're going to show you about that. What you like to do, Fernandez? You like to eat? Okay. All praise to the Most High. I'm going to show you what a lot of our people do as a collective, though. And I guarantee once we read this, you'll be like, damn, I do that too. Watch this. Read this.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober.
Exhort to be what?
Sober-minded.
Let me ask you a question. As our young youth, are we sober? Do we exhort to be sober? When a lot go on, we like to smoke weed too, right? Most High God said we can't do that. Our job is to exhort you to say, hey, when you going through it, guess what? When I'm going through it, I'm stressed out. You see all these men in purple? I'm a cow one on. Now, we might go have a drink. We might go sip some strong drink in moderation. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, guess what? They're going to open up this Bible and they're going to show me, hey, Zell, this is what you got to do right here. This is where our comfort come from. Because as a nation of people, we comfortless. We look for a comfort, but we find it in the wrong things. You understand what I'm saying? So the Most High God said, read that again, Titus 2 and 6.
Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded.
Exhort, another word for exhort is encourage. Today, when you listen to our music, we encourage to do what? How you doing, sis? How you doing, little bro? How you doing, little bro?
18.
You 18? How are you, sis?
18.
Y'all both 18. What? This your sister? What? This your old lady?
Yeah.
That's your old lady. You see how the spirit work? Go back to that. Hebrews 13:4. We're gonna backtrack for a second. Y'all both 18, right? All praise to the Most High. How long y'all been dating? If y'all don't mind me asking. Y'all come up 3 years. So 3 years from back, y'all were 15. 15, all praise to the Most High God. I'm going to show you something. Because we were just dealing with cheese. The Most High God move everything according. We dealing with cheese in the same sense. Watch this, though. Hebrews 13:4. Read this.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable.
Read it again.
Marriage is honorable.
Let me ask y'all the question if y'all don't mind me asking. And I'll tell you about myself so we don't feel no type of way, right? Your mama and your daddy married. Your mama and your daddy married. Your mama and your daddy married. Your mama and daddy married, they are. Remember though, so remember you the example, you 40. Your example was to do it, show the younger you. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna get back to that though. The reason why I asked that is because remember we read about an example. We have been left an example as a collective, as people. The example we've been left though is an evil example. We're taught that boyfriend and girlfriend is cool. And I'm gonna guarantee you, guess what? You ain't gonna let nobody mess with her. You gonna move like how you supposed to move because that's your old lady, right? Same thing with you. So the Most High God say we have a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. The knowledge is this, read it again.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
So a married couple, when they lay down and do whatever they do in the bed, that's not defiled. So on the contrary, if you're not married and you're laying down and sleeping with one another, that's defiled. Watch this though, read.
But whoremongers.
A whoremonger is a brother that sleep from woman to woman to woman. Read.
And adulterers.
Adulterer is a brother that might break wedlock or a sister that break wedlock. Read.
God will judge.
And that's why we rule in HIV, chlamydia, and all the different STDs, because we no longer have marriage in our community.
Right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? So if you understand you're supposed to be married, y'all understand y'all supposed to be married, because we know thou shalt not commit adultery, right? We know that. If we understand that, what we supposed to do with it? I can hear you. If we know what to do, what we supposed to do? We supposed to follow the rules. Y'all young though, I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all 18 years old, y'all young. And in the youth, that's what I was just talking about with him. The youth, name some music that's hot. Name an artist. Give me an artist. Y'all got a little dude from down here, what's his name? Honeycomb Braids and No Cap. Do they talk about marriage? Do they promote marriage? No, but we listen to their music, right? Get 15:31 in Corinthians. See, the thing is, evil communication. It might be 31 or 33. The thing is this. Everything that we do, like right now, y'all communicate with us. This is a positive communication. You're learning that you're supposed to be married. You're learning you're supposed to be married. You learning you're supposed to be an example. You can take these tools and build and do something with them, or you can leave them on the ground. Now, on the contrary, on the flip side, when we listen to this different music, right, and we taking that in, it's doing something to our spirit. Watch this. Read this.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
What is a manner? A manner is the way somebody conduct themselves, right? So the nation of Israel, because this is what we read. We read about the nation of Israel, right? The nation of Israel was taught and would teach marriage.
Right.
Due to the evil communication, this slavery and disobeying God, we came up with something called boyfriend and girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So the Most High God said the evil communications we indulge in today, it corrupt our mannerism. Today, I'm gonna be real. I ain't never seen another nation of people that walk around and call their women bitches. I'm just gonna call it plain. You see the white man walk around call his old lady a B? You don't see that, do it. You heard a country song right now on the radio you can play where you say, I'm gonna knock that H down, I'm finna get high with my boys. You heard anything like that?
Bring it out.
So why is it directed at our community? Why is it directed at our community? Go to Psalm 64 and start at verse 2. I'm gonna show you why it's in our community. Cause see, look, do y'all agree that we got enemies? Y'all feel like we got enemies as a nation of people? Let me ask you a question. Who would be our enemies though? I want you to be real. What's your name? I ain't get your name. Luke? I can't hear you. Duke. Okay, Duke. What's your name? Kateria, Duke, Fernandez, and Cheeseburger, right? Alright. So look, y'all agree we got enemies, right? Who are our enemies though? Because I know they call it today, well, ops. We ride on our ops and all that, right? Who are our ops though? On the serious though, who are our ops? We finna read who our ops is. Watch this, read this.
Psalm chapter 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Most like God said, it's a secret counsel. It's a secret counsel that the wicked is taking against the children of Israel. Remember we talked about the music? They have so the brother Bobby Smurder, right? He did a song. His song was a hot nigga, right? He was talking about killing people. When he stood up and he had to present his song, it was a room full of white folks. He had to present it to a room full of white folks. Y'all got YouTube, you can look it up. Booster, when he did The Mind of a Maniac, he in a room full of white folks. When he did the song F the Police, he was in a room full of white folks. They said, that's good, send it out. Why? For the people like me and you. Right. We gonna do it. Right. Booster ain't shooting at no police officers. Right. We doing it though in our communities. These men sending, Young Jesus sent his son to a private college. And he gonna send us to prison. So read it again.
Right. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
The Most High God said the wicked got a secret counsel that they do against us. Read on.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
The Most High God said they work sin. The word iniquity is sin. We got people that sit up and contemplate how they can keep the children of Israel in the midst of sin. Right. One of the ways they keep us in the midst of sin is the music. Right. The music that we listen to is corrupt as hell. Nothing about it positive. Read on.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
He say they sharpen their tongues like a sword. When you got a sword, what you do with a sword? If somebody got a sword for war, what we do with a sword in war? Like the officer, he brought it out. They coming to kill. Read on.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Read. Even bitter words.
They do what?
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
The Most High God said they shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect is you, and us. What makes us perfect is the law. At this time, King David said they shoot at the perfect because we was keeping the commandment. Over the course of time, now we no longer keep the commandments. But you still will be the perfect because the laws was given unto you. You understand what I'm saying? So the Most High God, through the prophet David, said it's a group of people that are sitting back plotting on me and your demise. Plotting on, I know you got plenty of homeboys that's either dead or in prison, right? You think that's by accident? You think that's by accident? It's not by accident. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Get Proverbs 20 and 24. I want to show you some, Cheese, because as you pay attention, you see people leaving, right? People leaving. They left. He left. You still here. I want to show you something. That's why it was so heavy. What the officer brought out, when he divorces to men, the Most High God want to deal with you. Watch this. Read this.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
You ain't left here because the Lord don't want you to leave. Right. It's something in this he wants you to hear before you leave so you can build up your household. It's bigger than that. And I'm going to keep it real with you. All these men you see around you, bro, we come from the same lifestyle you come from. No lie. Some of us been here 2-3 years. They just getting the dirt up out for them. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's so heavy for you to be around like-minded men. Get that in 32. Sirach, be continually. The more you're around godly men, remember we talked about the communication? The more you're around a positive communication, it begins to change. This stuff ain't gonna happen overnight. Everything we done brought out, you ain't gonna be able to go home and say, boom. Something small you can do is you and your wife really sit down and see if this is something y'all really wanna do. You feel me? You take time out and say, okay, because it's a lot required of our sisters, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And I'm gonna be real, I'm married. When you open up this book, you find out who really for you. You understand? When you start to set your house in order, that's when you find out who really for you. That's why you got to get around like-minded men. It ain't all easy. You'll have a gang of homeboys right now while you on that side. You pick this book up and you'll see them scatter. And you'll find out you ain't had no friends. And you'll find out ain't nobody love you because the love found here, bro. Watch this. Read this.
Sirach chapter 37 and verse 12. But be continually with a godly man.
What would you consider a godly man, bro? Somebody that could give you the word. All praise to the Most High. Now let me ask you a question. We got one church, we got two churches. Why we got two churches on the same block? You ever thought about that? You think they're giving us the word? Because if I go in that church, if I go in that church right there, I guarantee you I'm going to find his doctrine in that church. And if his doctrine in that church, then they can't give me the word of God. Because the word of God said that Jesus Christ is a big black man that's coming back to kill those that's not keeping his commandments. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't whoever can give you the word, because anybody can open up this book and tell you whatever they want to tell you out of it. When it say be continued with a godly man, the Most High God, watch this, it's going to tell you. Read on.
Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments.
One of the commandments we just read, the officer brought out, was the Sabbath. Today is the Sabbath. Why the church is closed today?
Bring it out.
Because it's not godly men conducting those things.
Bring it out.
You see the church right here, right now. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't anybody. He say who you know to do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
You knew you couldn't cook on the Sabbath? Did you know that? You didn't know that till now. Have you ever heard that in the church? They can't tell you, hey, Cheese, do this. Hey, do this. They can't tell you that because the Lord's not there.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.